All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, HaKodash, the bondage of the apostles, was very millstone, and Shadrach was doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Man, as the saying go, you learn something new every day. Like, we know this devil wicked, from slavery, buck breaking to Tuskegee experiments, all these things, right? And this is just something else to add to the collection, all right? And more of a reason why Esau has to get such a harsh judgment. So I came across this today, just learned about this today, 80 years ago today on December 1st, 1944. Now, hundreds of African soldiers, and I say African soldiers, all right, but these are Senegalese soldiers, all right, which is West Africa, and 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 of them were Israelites. What I mean by that is, it probably was a couple heathens sprinkled in there, but this probably was all Israelites, because that's where we mainly migrated to. All right, in 70 A.D. when we got attacked, that's in Babylon, Timbuktu, and also it's prophecy, Revelation, the 12th chapter. When we went into the wilderness. Nevertheless, this happening alone proves that these are Israelites, the curse. Okay? This is let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. 80 years ago today, on December 1st, 1944, hundreds of African soldiers who helped defeat the Nazis were shot to death by the French army because they rightfully asked for their salary. And down low you see it talks about what happened. The Thiaroye massacre was a massacre of French West African soldiers committed by the French army near Dakar, French Senegal. Okay. Wow. Those killed were members of the Tirailleurs Senegalese and were veterans of the 1940 Battle of France, who had been recently liberated from prison camps in Europe. After being repatriated to West Africa, they mutinied against poor conditions, unpaid wages at the Thiaroye military camp. Between 35 to 100 people were killed. That's a huge gap. How you don't fucking know? Between 35 and 300 were killed. That doesn't make any sense, Oh, they're saying 35 were declared by France, but researchers said 30 to 400. Damn. And this is a few scriptures just on, like that comment said, we're always helping out and getting played. Well, the scriptures tell us that Jacob will cease to love us. And let me grab that. I had a few scriptures in mind that I want to touch, but just the spirit, I didn't even think about this, but this is perfect. This is Jeremiah. Is it 4? Yeah, this is good one. Jeremiah 4:30. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothe thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rendest thy face with painting, and that's what Jake does. Jake assimilates wherever they at. They try to go get along, transform their ways, to fit in. A nigga go out his way to be a part of white America to show, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm like Terry Crews, this big strong black dude, and so effeminate because he wants to appear as non-threatening as possible to an Edomite, which are the so-called people, which you only seem threatened because they want to kill you anyway. It's not really a threat. It's the fact that They have perpetual hatred. So you have to be overly effeminate, overly XYZ, dumb for them to tolerate you a little more. And even then, they make sure they shame you. Because really, that's a fucking shame act that man has to put on, man. All right? Then it says, what? In vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. Okay? And when you read through Ezekiel 16, the lovers represents the nations you try to fit in with. You go after their ways, their customs. Well, the scripture say they will despise you, man. That shit ain't gonna work. And Esau has the most hatred of all nations for us, man. Psalms 83, all hate us on some level. But Esau has that perpetual hatred, man. All right? Now, this incident is wicked on so many levels. Let's start with this. This is crazy. It's so much wrong with that. Let me pull this back up. They asked for their salary. Damn. This Sirach. Sirach 26:28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffered poverty. So they fought with this army. All right, this is the grief of heart to the Lord. They fought with your army to help your country. They can't be paid the just decency to get their wages. That's a grief of heart, man. This is something that was saddened the Lord. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin, the Lord prepares such a one for the sword. So this act is wrong on just the fact it's wickedness to hold wages. Now throwing the fact that you're holding wages from someone that fought for your life. That's extra onto that wickedness, man. This is Sirach. This is wages or higher. Sirach 34:22. Sirach 34:21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. The fact they didn't want to pay you anyway, they was already a murderer. So them actually committing the act just shows them, just confirms what is already showed. All right? They're murderers. This man is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. He was a murderer from the beginning. That's why no matter what level of poverty you in America, if you get paid wages, you lose 30% of your wages off rip. And it's not taxed to build the country. They spending billions to fund Ukraine. All right? Then there's loopholes for the rich and corporations to escape these taxes, man. So all the brunt get put on who? The poor. Okay? This man is the devil. He's a murderer. Then they make you 2 weeks to get your money. And if payroll makes a mistake, the laws don't make it where they have to immediately correct it. They can make you wait to next paycheck. And then because your employer fucked up and your bill is due, that ain't gonna stop them from giving you the late fee or disconnecting. This place is just meant to oppress the poor, man. They hate the poor. There's a murdering capitalism. Capitalism feeds this form of American capitalism feeds. All right, it feeds that murderous spirit, man. Without necessarily having to put a gun to somebody's head and kill them right then and there. It's a slow kill, torturous, even. All right, that's what we're dealing with. Let's keep going. No mercy. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him. And he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder. That shit is murder. The people out here stressed out that they getting that spirit of by any means necessary shit. All right. Already at the bottom, but then now you got money being taken and withheld from you. All right. This shit is wicked on so many levels. And they went out their way they made sure they wouldn't actually slaughter them. It went beyond just throwing them and leaving them to poverty when they asked for what's rightfully murder, which they was already murdering by putting them in the situations, like I said. They couldn't deal with that shit. They was gonna die anyway. That's why the poor, has more high chance to die from diseases that shouldn't even fucking happen. All right. Different, just crazy situations. That's murder, man. Even the fact where now they gotta grow up on a bad diet, so the fucking children is all fucked up internally. Because Esau makes a way, they manufacture noodles and sell it for cheap. But and make it shit that grows on the earth is more expensive. There's something that you have to use resources to make. That it makes no sense. But this man is a murderer. He's against the poor. That's what it boils down to. And he has to pay for it. And that's the part of the reason we speak against this devil, man. The Lord sees these things. He hears these things. And these things are worthy of death for this devil. He's going to get it, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon. 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. So this is a part of why Esau is going to get judged. He makes no account of our labors. Starting with slavery, America became the face of world trade. All right, the best economy as far as world trade goes because of slavery. Whatever was the hot commodity, whether it was sugar, tobacco, especially textiles, all right, then you get into, let's fast forward to when the factories, let's go to cars, Detroit, shit like that. This is all based off, it started with slavery, man. And then when it was so-called slavery over with, when that shit so-called ended, which still didn't, because you go get paid wages, they still control everything, you got to get them. All the money you get goes to them. We're not allowed to have our own. All right? The slavery just changed from a whoop being on our back. All right? Having, been owned by private, citizens. Now it's called corporate slavery. That's what happened. Okay? Niggas was the ones doing these things. And I say niggas, I mean all 12 tribes. All right? This man is the devil. So we speak against it, man. He got to get judged for this. Oh, it's Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in the province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. All right? So our Father, the creator of all things, sees this, man. So they've been building this tab up more and more. New shit is coming out about these devils, man. And there's still things we don't hear about. All right? They got to fucking pay. Meanwhile, we're going to keep prophesying against them, speaking on their judgment. So, Lord willing, our Father comes sooner than later, man. You that make mention of the Lord, give him no rest. We got to keep sighing and crying. So the Lord, we can't let the Lord get no rest. We got to keep complaining about this devil, speaking against this devil, revealing this devil. To the point the Lord like, God damn, yeah, they did do all this. Yeah, you right. And he just come down. He made that shout. So he should come down with a shout. You know, this fucking devil got to go. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And this is going into the elect being saved, right? That was really on that. Let's get this James. Which is a good chapter. I mean, so it's more that you could be reading there, but just want to stay more so on topic. Oh yeah, this is James 5 and 1. So this is great. This is great. This is great to end it on, because we're in this time. We're in the time of watching the economies crash. We're watching allies become enemies because of financial decisions. All right. Whether it's tariffs, actually, if the tariffs do get increased worldwide, that's going to piss Europe off. These different sanctions that they've been slapping on countries like Russia, which Europe gets a lot of its oil from Russia. That puts a sour taste in the Europeans' mouth towards the Americans. That division is being pushed. And if I'm not mistaken, Russia's got to wait. Russia and the BRICS just got to just won some sanctions that were trying to get slapped on them. It didn't work this time. Shit is changing, but this is James 5 and 1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. So we know they don't use gold and silver anymore, which that in itself shows the decline. But the money that they do use, the world currency, the dollar, which a lot of these countries have bought American debt, all right, American bonds as an investment. So in a dollar crash, it affects the world economy. But we're watching these things canker over, meaning we're watching the dollar get weaker. We're watching it rust over, proverbially. All right, it's becoming no good. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you. So this is a witness of what time we're in. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. And this comes with war. When this dollar collapses, there's going to be war. Okay? These tents shall hate the whore and shall burn her as with fire. And ye shall eat your flesh and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. We just read the Ecclesiastes. The Lord hears those cries. Everybody, the average nigga is sighing and crying now about how fucked America is. Esau, you got Edomites complaining about how they three-figure salary ain't enough. All right? There's no more middle class. It's just the poor versus the 1%. Everybody's crying about this shit now, man. You're defrauding everybody. The price of goods going up, but not your wages. taking taxes and ready to cut programs to help your own citizens, but still will fund these wars and still will fund the whole other country, aka Israel, man. The biggest welfare recipients on the planet, that's who it is right there. All right? Behold, the hire of the, James 5 and 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of troops, the Lord of armies. Okay? So he hears these things. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Okay? So you've been taking everything as spoils. You've been defrauding people. It's all just spoils. To the victor goes the spoils. And then as the chaos increases because of it, hey, that blood is on your hand. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. And that's heavy. He doth not resist you. Damn, full circle. Going back to the very first precept we read. That's a spirit, man. These motherfuckers seek to follow your ways. Niggas conform. Latinos conform. And you fuck them over every chance you get. All right? The Lord sees these things, man. He's going to deliver us soon and destroy this devil, man. So, hopefully it's edifying. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh, Shai, Bahasham, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, that was great millstone. And sausage brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, wa Baba Ball.